It's showtime now. Sorry everyone for the long wait. Uh, welcome in to everyone. To Katie, I'm sorry, but I don't follow anyone on Twitter unless it's like for networking things. So sorry. Uh, but yeah. So today we are going to be going to do art stream. We are whew, we are kind of been promising this for a while. Um, and yeah, this isn't one that we're gonna do too much in the work of coloring. It will be a lot of color matching later, but for now, we're just gonna be focusing on line art for the very first drawing of a set. Yeah. Hopefully you've all been having a good day or a good night or something like that. Um, Today's been okay for me actually. It's been kind of weird, but it's good to be home. It's good to be, you know, relaxing and doing artwork because I'm one of the artist personalities in our system. We, I sorry, I'm a little bit quick, but I'm plugging my phone into the laptop. But I thought you see the model close his eyes every once in a while. Yeah. To preface what we'll be doing today, as far as the series goes, it will be fan art, as I said on hopefully everything I put on notification. Okay. Um, it is for a set of YouTubers that we really like. They are Oshis, one of which is our Kamiyoshi, which for those of you who are new to VTubers, Kamiyoshi is your god favorite. That's basically what the term literally translates to. Um, but yeah, Kamiyoshi is just who your ultimate favorite is. And ours happens to be an FSP. So without further ado, I think we're going to jump to Kuta, which is uh, it is our art thing, and this is our first drawing in our set for taking care of my senpai. As we go, I will be explaining a little bit of this, like how this whole thing came about. Uh, but for now, I wanted to just jump right in and start working. So today we're going to be doing line art, as I said. Um, we're just going to start doing the lines and just go. Uh, it's also going to be very hard for us to do some of this because we know that a lot of this is going to be redrawn and redrawn and redrawn. Okay, so this will be the hardest part to start with, I think, is the hair for Madam. So to preface what is going on in this, um, a long time back, um, there was a stream that Lucien Linares and Madame Sundari did together. Um, it was for a game called In Sync, which is a co-op game. I almost forgot to do this. New layer. This one. This is line art. There we go. Now I can start doing this. They did a collab called InSync. It was a puzzle game, co-op game, and the title that Malum chose was Taking Care of My Senpai. Our brain is very, very coded to writing and drawing for sick fix, which to those of uh who don't know the fan community like that, like the writing community and stuff, it's literally just fluff comfort sometimes, taking care of somebody who's unwell. But because of that, our brain immediately said, okay, well, we know where that's going. And I started to do these drawings. The reason I started actually doing them seriously was because at the time, our currently fiance back then, she is now a wife, was in the hospital for the first time. There was a lot of health things going on, and it was keeping our mind off of everything that was going on. And it was something to do while we couldn't be with her. Um, but since it was something we could focus on, I ended up drawing the first one only to turn it into a series. And once it became a series, then another personality of ours, Malum, decided to jump into this and said, what if I wrote a little fanfic to go with it? He did, and we have posted all of this on Twitter, so if you wanted to jump ahead to see what the other drawings are, you can. I'm not going to stop you. But just know that this is a 13 drawing set with 10 chapters, because some are like 4A, 4B, that kind of thing. I am also like Azrael in the sense that I jump around a bit. I don't stick with one place to start drawing. But unlike Azrael, I use the stylus, and he is currently raging, asking me how in the ever living hell can you use that thing? It's kind of just like drawing with a pencil. I'm happy with it. I like it. It makes it feel like I have a little more control. Just being able to use more than one uh, finger to guide it rather than just like using one finger to do everything. But again, this is something I'm going to be very passionate about because this is literally my drawings that I did while trying to keep myself busy. But the general premise for those that don't really want to mess with it too much and just get curious, uh, Lucy, Lucien ended up sick one way or another when they were about to do a collab. Malum was there for the off collab to take care of him, uh, and somehow from Malim it spreads to the entirety of FSP. If I recall correctly, Lucy gives it to Cassian Flores, I mean. Uh, Roscoe catches it from Malim. Malim then winds up with Zanny and Gale catching it from him. Xander Netherbrand and Gale Galleon. Um, Gale winds up with Altus and Doji, and he is the one that catches it from him. Xander going home has Nyx take care of him, and Nyx catches it. Altus winds up being taken care of by Nayu, and Nayu to Umbridge catches it from him. Nayu then Ryza. Nayu gives it to Ryza. Ryza gives it back to Malim, and then Malim gets taken care of by Lucy again. And meanwhile, Xander, Netherbrand, and Nyx Voltaire have just been getting each other sick the entire time, so they just wind up both sick together by the end. There we are. We have changed their outfits for most of them. I think there's only a few that we keep their regular outfit, even for one drink. Cassian is one of them. We keep Cass's outfit in the very first ring that he's in, which will be the second ring. Um, the next person to, I believe, have his original outfit is Roscoe. Yeah, it's Roscoe, because then he goes to uh, Gale and Sunny, and all three of them have the regular outfits. But I think after that, it's pretty much done on regular outfits. However, we do have some drawings where the members of FSP have their original outfits. For instance, I want to digitize um, a drawing I did of Ryza and Altus that I forgot to put Ryza's tail. And both of them have their original outfits. And when I say original, I mean for FSP, Avalon has the second outfit already, but Ravenous do not. Ravenous still have their base outfits. Now, they do have other outfits in different artwork, like for their June Bride, they have an outfit, they have a different outfit for 6-month anniversary, but the models only have the one outfit. And the reason we're going silent stream on the background is because the only music I would play, I don't know if I'll get copyright striked. Considering some of it is absolutely copyrightable. Ah, that's where I went wrong. Okay, so yeah, it is going to look messy for now until I start doing the coloring and shading on Melon. I'm well aware. But we also gave Malum a bit messier of a hairstyle than he actually has. Nah, let me try to actually do this. Like kind of how I did it. Again, sorry if I kind of just lock in, and Asriel apologized a lot as well. But when we lock in, it's because we're trying to get this correct. He honestly needs to draw again for the animatic he wants to do. But we work best, in our own opinion at least, when we have traditional artwork to go over. Like how I'm coloring over my own line art. Yeah. But again, this is one of those things that it's going to take a long time and a lot of patience. You just hope that you'll be get along for the ride. Okay. Now that I've brought up his animatic thing, I have that song stuck in my head. To be fair, Miko has become quickly one of our favorite artists. Keep in mind, everything I'm doing right now is for one part of this entire endeavor for um, the drawing. I still have Lucy to mess with. Lucy and Linares. I believe Lucy is also a bit more complicated on almost literally everything. Um, This is where we're gonna start crossing to Lucy for a second. Um, because if we zoom out, yeah, as you can see, we've got Malum started. Mm. Now I know I said that I didn't want most of the redeems yet, but maybe that would have been a good idea for these turns. When I start doing artwork like this, I kind of get into focus mode and I don't pay attention to my posture or things like that. Honestly, there's a lot of streams we could do. It's just like working streams like this. But some of the things we need to work on, we couldn't show on screen without it being spoilers for like the actual project. Hopefully you guys are doing good today, like I said. It's been kind of a weird day for us, but at the same time, yeah, we're here, we're dealing with things. I'm doing something on my phone real quick. At least trying to. And grab my blanket a bit. There we are. There we go. Mm. trying to figure out a good angle for this. It was actually Altus himself that gave us the confidence to start doing this. I am our version of him, and I don't think he'll ever see this, but uh, he gave me the courage to A, keep drawing, B, uh, to digitize my artwork. He showed me it didn't have to be a big, scary project. It could be simple, it could be easy, it could be fun. But yeah, that's all I do this for right now. I don't plan on trying to make money with this. I know I'm nowhere near good enough. Nor would I want to do artwork for a living. About the most creative thing I've done for work with this, other than like the backstory and stuff, and the original model, which was not me. Um, it was creating our little mascot, which that's something else I need to digitize. Because it's technically you guys. My little EOE codes. Which I know this won't make any sense to anyone, but those are emotional overload error codes. Meaning you guys made me extremely happy. In one way or another. Which all of you do just by being you and being here with me. Grabbing my drink real quick, so the model's gonna freak out quite a bit. Huh? He genuinely behaved that time. Usually he goes haywire. Okay, so you're going to go up to here and start with here. There isn't a lot I know how to do properly with this, by the way. And by this, I mean this program. I'm still learning Krita quite a bit. It's very, very new to me. Which is okay. Everyone has to start somewhere. For us, technically it was in Microsoft Paint. For something that we are not ashamed of, but at the same time we probably should not have been as proud as we were. But it's getting a resurgence, so those of us OG, well, it's game over. We honestly never thought we'd see another Homestuck thing in our life. That's brand new to us. But apparently there is. I must have got the phone real quick. Trying to move things around. I'm sorry I'm a bit eepy tonight. We have had good food tonight, but we have also had very little sleep because we haven't been feeling well the past few days. Sorry about that. Honestly, there's quite a bit of um, comfort in silence like this, but at the same time, it's also very, very easy to be put to sleep by it. Forgive me. This is the hem of Madame Shut, and I run into his hand. But that's a good thing because that just means I have this side to get through. Although hands are kind of the bane of my existence as an artist, it is for most of our system. Which is why we usually try to use simple little tricks. Last night we did play the new Phasma map. We played the Bleasdale farmhouse. No, the Grafton farmhouse. Grafton's the one that's new. It's updated, I should say. Grafton and Bleasdale used to be very similar aesthetic wise. Now they're very, very different. One is an old farmhouse, clearly an old farmhouse, and the other is, well, it seems like it's been well lived in. All of this, as I said, will be subject to be cleaning up later. I think my mouse just turned off. It is fine, I'm not using the mouse anyway. I think this actually ends there, and I need to fix some stuff really quick. Clean up the little problem areas, undo the unwanted line. There we go. I'm also drinking lemonade, trying to stay awake a bit. But weirdly enough, I think uh, this stream, even though it's one I'm very, very passionate about, it will probably be the closest I come to falling asleep completely on stream. There we go, that's done. Now back down to 4.6 if I can. Okay. I tried to keep the brush the same width throughout the whole piece for like line art and stuff. honestly never expected to be this tired. We have been going for an hour already though, so well, this has been live for an hour, but I have been probably live for about 40 minutes or so. I know I at least want to get the line out done on this. Hmm. And I know it's probably pretty silent, but at least that means you guys can put your own music on whatever you want while you're listening. Um, I might do a thing, but it'll be fine. Don't mind me. Just adjusting some things. There we go. Make a better place right now. I do like that it tells you how big the file's going to be. At least it does for me. I don't know if you guys see that. You do not. But it tells me how big the file's going to be at least. Or at least how big it is right now. As like what was I gonna say? A preview, I guess, of once you save the KRZ file, which is the archive, which has not only the line art, but it has the background, it has all of the layers. Um, yeah. Okay. There we go. Now we're back up to the top of Malum's body entirely. I keep hearing things and I'm confused. Hmm. There we go. Now I've got things the way I want them. Mm -mm. Hmm. I don't actually know what color I want these to be. Actually, I think I do want to make them black. Because Madam's nails are black. However, I think the the gem right here I'm going to make orange red. Yes, I think this was a gem. I don't know. Because it has the tie into a ring. There you go. Ba, 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 ba. And a lot of this is just going to be, you know, up to me as the artist who originally did this, to redo as I want. However, some things, like what I'm about to have to do, I do not have the luxury of saying, I don't want to do that this time. Which in this case is this right here. This and this. I don't know if you can see the cursor too well, but those are non-negotiable because they are Malum's tattoos. And Malem, without his tattoos, is a little weird to me. Okay. Good. He's a little laggy, but it's fine. Da, da, da. Lucky for me, though, the way I drew his clothing, it's fairly simple. And is that all for Melon? It might be all for Melon. Yeah, it looks like that's all for Melon. One other thing. There we go. Now we will check this out as just the line out. Because Lucy is right here. Yeah, I think it's starting okay. Okay. Like I said, I at least want to try to get a line out though. So let's start with Lucy. And we will go with uh, the same place we did with Lem. We'll start with the top of his head. I know a lot of people don't really like Wednesdays, but today's been an okay day for us. Um, where we work doesn't have uh, a lot to keep the factory cool, but we make do with what we have. Actually, I think I'm gonna be smart. Blem. I know. And I'm gonna do a new layer. Let's see. Why not? Okay. Because Lucy will be now his own thing. And his hair is going to be a lot messier, so it's going to be a little bit crazy on the lineup, but it will all be okay in the end. But again, Lucy is also supposed to be sick in this drawing, so that's why he has the crazy bedhead, in a sense. Okay, so now we get down to here. And then this is his earring. Which I believe, if I remember his law correctly, this is like a sign of corruption, but I do not completely remember. It has been so long since I've seen anything about that law. I've honestly seen more about Ravenous' law, which, to be fair, I am also from our Ravenous set, our versions of Ravenous. Um, Asking our Avalon personalities may give you a bit more lore on Avalon. This I have to be careful with because there's white streaks for Lucy. Oops. Okay. Go around it like this. And then this goes like that. And now I've got the little eye shine down here. If I recall correctly, he has a bit of a wing to his eyes. And that's the eye shine. Now this. Are you having fun? A little bit. I was falling asleep there for a second, but I am awake now. I'll wake up. It's a little hard to do sometimes, as you know from trying to stay awake with like Uma Musume and Persona 5. Felt. Yes. Ah, that's what the. Okay, so that's where the white comes in. We should be okay then. We have Malum done already, line art wise. Or I should say I have Malum done, because this is legitimately all me. Da, 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 da. Lucy is going to be a bit messy because, again, he's sick. But the mlem without the BG. Yeah, that's the melon without the background. Mlem. I named his lineup Mlem lineup too, because that way we can do work on Mlem and we don't have to worry about what it does to Lucy. And anything Lucy does, because Lucy's in the foreground, we don't have to worry about overlapping on Mlem with his like hand or his sleeve or stuff like that, because we can easily separate the two. We don't understand too much of the law, but do you remember if those earrings are supposed to be like a sign of corruption or corrosion? I think maybe corrosion. I think was the correct word. I just said the wrong one there. Listen, I have no idea. True, I don't think either of us know Kami's law. Aside, he's a flesh golem, and we know Oz is an elf, a high elf state of creation. Wasn't there a law stream recently for Roscoe? Like the FSP law so far, or something like that. One of these days we have to tune into that. Da, 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 da. Yeah, right, because that was a little longer than I wanted it to go. He did something a while back. Yeah, one day we'll watch that. So now you sing with confidence, Athena, when you're not in control. Um, I keep trying to tell myself it's supposed to be messy, it's supposed to look weird, it's supposed to look silly in some places, but the perfectionist in me is horrified at some of these lines. Also, I want to separate the light from the dark on this. There we go. That's that. How is Star Rail going if you're still playing? Fucking Golden Skate Capital. Yeah, I remember those were driving you nuts in the previous version. I could only imagine they get worse with the update. They introduced teleport. Oh no. Those were already annoying without teleportation mechanics. I can't imagine how annoying they are now. Da, 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 da. Now I remember what I was doing. I was going to try to fix this because this doesn't belong here. It belongs up here. With this going like this. Belongs like here. And then this is where this goes. His eyes look a little weird, but I think I know why. me lower this a bit. Round this out a bit. A little better. So let's move on. Because this isn't going to be perfect at all. There we go. Now, it should be all of Lucy's hair done. There we go. And now time to work on, well, yeah, forgot the stuff around the neck, but it will be fine. I do sort of see why Altus and other artists do the whole spin the drone thing. Because I do it with the traditional art, but I can't do it with this easily, so I just don't. This goes like this. I can fix that here in a second. Do that. Now we finish up his hair. Okay. Now to fix this up. There's a lot of straight lines to Lucy, which isn't a bad thing, but it's also not the greatest thing for somebody who's impatient like me, in some respects. Give me a raids game and I can patiently figure it out. But give me artwork and I will rush to try to get it correct. And I have proven time and time again on raids games for you. The last one I did, was it? It wasn't Super Mario Odyssey, was it? Don't think so. I vaguely remember doing something with a car. Like a buggy, maybe? But that wasn't Murray's van. It was way, way, way after that. I don't remember. I vaguely remember it was driving something, but I don't remember what. Oh, no, no, I remember what it was. It was Jack and Dexter when Frendo was here. It was the... You figured out the puzzle? Nice! Way to go, baby. I'm proud of you. But yeah, I figured out the the last thing I did for you. It was the heat bike thing on the volcano with Jack and Dexter. Kira's bike. Uh, yeah. I'm going to also assume that it was one of the teleportitos puzzles that you were talking about, like one of the new ones. Yes, it was teleporty puzzle. I think that's one of the reasons we're not looking forward to getting to Amphoros. The puzzles seem to take a lot more brain power, and it's not something we're willing to put in the. Yeah, you are brain, you are smart. We, however, just brute force things, and if we cannot brute force things, we don't care about them anymore. We stop like caring at all about like the puzzles for the treasure, and it's so hard to pick the game back up because it's just not fun anymore. I think that's why it's so hard for us to play strategy games is because when we play a game, it's a turn off our brain. We don't want to think, which is how friends wind up very, very angry trying to fight us in Smash. We don't think, we don't do strategy, we button mash. I wonder if that's a legitimate strategy in like tournaments for Smash, or if they're like, no, you're just button mashing, you can't. I don't know. I don't think, but yeah, neither do we, and we did never want. We'd never want to do competitive. I hear a neighbor's book. Now we move this all the way down, and we delete this. Da, 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 da. Because this is where Lucian is gripping his own side. I think the most competitive we get with Smash Bros is when we're playing with Gunner, and then that's just to see how much we can piss him off. It's kind of the same thing with Mario Kart. And again, we haven't played Mario Kart in a very, very long time. However, I am also kind of at fault for taking the training wheels off of us on Mario Kart. I was the one who turned off adaptive smart steer or whatever it's called, and no one remembered to turn it back on. So now we're just like, eh, we can manage it, I think. You even tried it without the smart steer for a bit, and I believe you hated it. Mm. Honestly, I think Malem seemed like the more complicated, but Lucy is far more complicated. Now, when it comes to his outfit, no, it will absolutely be Malem for coloring that will drive me up the wall. Also, what is it with us and two-toned shirts, hoodies, those kinds of things? Because Azriel liked the idea of Telemachus's hoodie being two-tone, and he tried to do it. But we have kind of headcanoned, mostly me, I should say, has headcanoned that Malem's shirt in these is two-toned. Goes from a dark red at the bottom to a very, very bright orange. Kind of like his color scheme for like Cinderbuns and everything. That's another stream we could possibly do one day. Drawing like the sonas for the fandoms we're a part of. Making a Cinder Sona and a Ruskull and an Adzentra. Go for it. I think it would be fun. It would be chaos, but it would be fun. Da, da, da. I was talking a little bit about Phasma earlier, but what did you make of the new map for Grafton? I like it, but I don't at the same time. Spoopy, yes. Very, very spoopy. I do like that you can apparently throw the smudge stick through the door, or through the broken wall and window, but I can also see them patching that very, very quickly. Because that may be a little too OP. Oh, my friend is getting chased. If I go from the van to the door with the smudge stick in time. So you did save us with that once. Oh, okay. I wondered what down here on Lucy's arm was for a second. I forgot that's the corrosion. I literally called it out with his earrings, but I forgot that he has corrosion on his arms. Like on his left arm. We've already been live almost an hour and a half, basically. So I think it was 15 minutes. Oh, it was 18 minutes on the start screen. So yeah, almost an hour and a half. Uh, like I said, my goal for this stream is more so to just get the lineup done for this. But I don't know. I might put a poll in my Discord um, to see whether or not I want I wind up doing one drawing to completion and then work on the next, i.e., color the first one, or do I move on to the line art for the next one? I think that's what I want to do, but I can understand why people would want to see the other way. And as streamer, I also reserve the right to switch it up and just do a line art anyway, if I'm not feeling like dealing with coloring. Should I be coloring this in a line art? Probably not, but I'm doing it anyway. I can adapt it later. Because it's in a place where it's not gonna like be too big of an issue to erase and redo. Okay. I think one of my favorite things about the Grafton update is honestly just how different it feels. So it was supposed to be a farmhouse to begin with. This really made it a farmhouse. And the Bleasdale doesn't seem too much like a farmhouse, other than like there's like stuff around it a bit. But Grafton now has the windmill, it has the cornfields, but it's also abandoned. Bleasdale used to feel kind of abandoned. Looks fundamentally the same, just separating the attic. Yeah, it does fundamentally look the same. Um, it also it also is like broken apart and it looks far more abandoned than it used to. Bleasdale, yeah, is completely different. It looks like they literally just walked out of the house and they're done. Like they're scared of what's been there. But Grafton looks like it has actually been abandoned for several years, several decades actually, um, for it to be that broken and busted. Uh, but it also with the wiring and the lighting and things, because as you pointed out, the light switch at the very end scared the ever living crap out of both of us. The metallic thunk when it turned the light was just horrifying. Also, you said you were going to start Sly Cooper tomorrow, yes? Thieving Thursdays, I believe. Not sure if you want it to be normal streaming time or day. Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted at least this one to be normal streaming time, because that way we could help you with the audio and getting everything set up. And then if it must be that we must be vodgang for the rest of the slides, for the rest of the slide game, we will be vodgang. Or we'll just sneak in an earbud at work and just listen. Because you know us, we will do it. If we've done it for Shota, Sens, and Kami, we will do it for our baby. But to start off with, we will definitely help you out if you want to do normal streaming time. Now I understand why this was this way. I know slide 2 is your favorite, but do you have an order of favorites? For slide, yeah. Because I think we both agree that that's like the best one, especially because Carmelita 2314. Okay. I think both of our favorite Carmelitas is 2, right? I think. Like voice wise, I mean. Yeah. Like they really did do her dirty though. What do you mean she was hard to understand in one? It had subtitles. And plus, she is Hispanic. Carmelita Montoya Fox. She is supposed to have an accent. She's a baddie. Yeah. It's easy to see why Sly fell in love with her. That, and I also feel like he likes that she puts him in his place. He seems like he's the type that likes that. I know this isn't like showing, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Why is it that even though I know I can zoom in, I choose to lean in? As if that helps me more than anything else. Also, I believe, why was the second puzzle so easier? I wonder if it's because you've got the hang of it now and you're used to their tricks. The whole I've played these games before kind of thing. Oh wait, we are done with Lucy. Okay. We just need to finish the pillar real quick. And then we do the table and the bed, the back of the bed, and all the stuff in here. So what I'm gonna do is oopsie. Straight line, please. That's straight enough. There we go. Now finish up the pillar behind him. There we go. Now we will do a new layer for BG line art. Okay. I don't know how I got that straight, but I'm definitely not straight. So I will move the line down because it needs to be more level. Oopsie. There we go. zoom in a little bit. And then that's Mlem, so that goes there. And the wording. But I can do that separate actually. Mm. Mm. There we go. Oh, I see an issue that I need to fix. Okay, there we go. Back to why not for the background. Okay. Top of the table. Now we're gonna redo this a little bit smarter. The glass for the screen. And now we finish the rest of this before we go up top. I'm learning it's a lot easier if I just go fast on straight lines. Apparently circles as well. Okay, now go back up to this. You were right, by the way. Right about what? What was I correct on? Falling asleep while you're streaming. Yeah, I kind of assumed you might, because honestly, there's not much I can do to help with it. Because I know the second I put on any kind of music for FSP, it's going to get copyright. It's not going to be as nice as Miko, and it's going to get muted. But otherwise, I would be playing all of FSP's music. The covers, the everything. I probably would have started with Backdraft, Malum's cover, and gone straight to Dear Yesterday, which is Lucien Linares' um, solo song. His original song, I should say. Um, Before I forget to mention again, uh, this streamer just seemed to be annoying Azriel. He already does not understand how I can use the stylus that I'm using, but I've been switching back and forth every once in a while to using his method, and it doesn't annoy me as much as him trying to use the stylus annoys him, which is kind of a whole lot of his problem. But it will all buff out in the end. Out of curiosity, do you have anyone's Sona that you are most looking forward to trying to draw? Whether it be for the purposes of, oh god, you're going to go insane, or I think it'll actually look really cute. Because even though Kami is, listen, I love the Rascals with the Sendo of the Tiki. I was going to say, honestly, even though uh, Kami is Cass, Adventures of Kitty, yes. Um, Even though the dewdrops are adorable, we love the dewdrops. We love the cinder buns and the Ruscles. So we're really looking forward to trying to draw a Ruskull and a Cinderbun. But an Adzentra is also up there on my list. I technically already drawn an Adzentra and Onimaru before, which that could be another stream on its own if I just wanted it coloring. Me trying to finish that artwork, which I will show that one, the progress on it, before I end stream. Honestly, another one that I would like to do is like the Debonaires. A Debonair would be fun to draw. Sanyans? Oh, yeah, the Sanyans. The Sanyans would be cute. Oh, Doremi! Yes, the little hedgehogs. The little hedgehogs would be perfect. They'd be so cute. The Doremin. We've got to do a Doremin on that stream. Oh, why are the Doremin so cute? Like, I know out of those, like out of Niji, Calyx is your favorite, but Freya just hit it out of the park with his little mascot. Oop, where'd it go? There he is. Uh, Arun Veda might be cute to draw too. Thinking of like older ones. And we'll go over this in yellow here when we color it. But for now, we want it like this. I will admit there are a few that we are reluctant to draw, but at the same time, we want to draw so badly. Not just because they're cute, but because of what they are to us. For instance, I think the first one of those we'd want to draw is either a Quildren or a Mistake. And a Sickling would be right after the both of them. I just thought about a Rysar. A Rysar would be kind of hard to draw. A Rysar kind of takes a little bit of skill. Find them out. I don't know. They kind of cooked with his ideals, like what they were doing for him. Then again, he and Mighty are married. We don't care what anyone else says. They're in love, Yana. Oopsie, that looks messy. Why is this game making me ship NPCs? Why do games always make all of us ship somebody with somebody unless you do not go into the shipping? For instance, how many people ship Sullivan and Crow? Are our neighbors fighting or arguing or just passionately talking? I can't tell. Also, I'm assuming they're just like random NPCs that you've met through quests, but they might be major NPCs. I don't know. You haven't given me much to go on with the story for oh god, they're canon, hold on. The NPCs. I was gonna say I don't think Sullivan and Crow are canon. They fucking died together. Fuck. What? I'm so confused. You're going to have to fill me in on some of the stuff that's going on in Ampharos. They're holding hands. It's a they were in love, Your Honor situation. I sent you a picture. Discord? Yeah, okay. Da, 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 da. Oh. Okay, why did my brain think Penelope and Odysseus with that? Stop. I think it's only because Amphoris is like very, very ancient Greece coded, which is one reason we do want to get there. But at the same time, it's a reason we're like, that's gonna mean the puzzles are very hard. And we've seen you flying the hand around, and we don't like what that implies because it seems very difficult. Okay. Okay. Uh, we're aware that this opened up. Thank you. I need to have the faded red tab of death. Okay. The little emoticons from these two. And I think the last thing I need to do for the line art is my signature. There we go. I think we've got the line art for this one done. It looks like we do. So what we're going to do is we're going to kill that. I'm going to take a look. Yeah, I think we've got a good start on this one. So, uh, we've been live for about 2.5 hours. You think I should maybe go through the rest of the artwork real quick to show like what's coming, and then raid someone and then since it's almost 10, you can. Okay. Uh, Save as. So I want to save this and Care of My Senpai. Uh, okay. So we have this one so far done. It is pretty pretty well done on like lineup. There might be a little bit of rework here and there, but I think we did pretty well. I'm kind of proud of how it turned out. So that was for chapter 1. This is for chapter 2 that I'm gonna open here in a second. Once it opens. It might take it a minute. There it is. So this is chapter 2. We have gonna make the brushes because I can really. We have Cass with Lucy, and then we have Malum. Uh, then for chapter 3, we have 3A to start with. It just takes a little bit to load these, um, because they are very, very big files. There we go. We have Lucy and we have Cassian. As I said, this is 3A. And these, again, will all be streams to come. I'm planning on maybe doing a one line art per stream. Uh, at least that's my intention. This will be 3B when it opens. There we go. That's Roscoe and Malum. Oop, didn't mean to do that. Um, this is, like I said, Roscoe, we've always drawn him in his regular outfit, but we actually attempted to draw Cassian in his regular outfit, and it drove me up the wall. I learned my lesson after Roscoe the second time, so the one I'm about to open. I learned really quick. Maybe don't do the full outfits if you're going to do their actual outfit at all. Because this is 4 that I'm opening right now, and it has three original outfits for them. We have Roscoe in the middle, we have Gale over here, and then we have Xander Netherbrand, who he drove me nuts. Almost as bad as Roscoe, but it was very difficult to get all of his little things correct. And then we have 5A, which is Altus and Gale, I believe. Sometimes I get 5A and 5B mixed up, but I believe this is Altus and Gale. When it opens. I might need to start closing some of my tabs, but it will be fine if I do. Da, da, da. Yeah, this is him and Gale for 5A. I just needed to actually do what I tell it to. So I'm gonna close some of these. There we go. This is Altus and Doji with Gale. Basically, I'm just going to leave it with a couple of them open at a time. After 5A, we'll have 5B. Which we have here Xander Netherbrand again, and Nix Voltaire. Again, these are all up on Twitter if you do want to go see them, like the full forms of it, rather than just little bitty one on the screen. We have 6A after that. But we do have each of them with names. Um, as you can see, this is homesick because he literally came home, was sick. So some of them are puns, some of them are clever, some of them are just eh. We have Nayuta Umbridge with Altus and Doji. And Nayu shares a model artist with Uki Violetta, hence why he's calling his quote unquote big brother. Big brother being Uki Violetta. Uh, then we have 6B. I don't know when I'm going to start streaming these like on a regular basis, but we'll have to figure out the day for it. We have Nyx and Zani. The angles on that one were kind of hard to figure out for a bit, but the angles on 7 were very, very, very difficult for quite a bit of it. And you're about to see why. Ryza Princess carrying Naita was very difficult to draw, but it did spark another um, drawing that I was asked to do by a lovely wife. this one. Should be in here, correct? No, I don't remember where it would be then. Yeah. Uh, it might just be on the desktop. Now I think about it. I guess not, but there is a drawing on Twitter. I just don't have it on my uh laptop right now of Ryza being princess carried by Altus. So she asked me to do that one because of that. And then once 8 opens, as you can see, we have Malum again, and we have Ryza. Uh, then we have 9. Again, when it opens, Krita is one of the ones that take a long time to open sometimes. There we go. And this is completing the cycle because we have Lucy taking care of Mellum in almost about the same position as we started with Mellum taking care of Lucy. So yeah, that would be technically completing the cycle on that. Um, and then the final one for that set is just a little bonus image. The chapter for it is very, very short that Mellum wrote. Lem. Uh, and I'm doing something in the background a little bit. Da, da, da. There we go. Nyx and Zanny just cuddled together. Just as we said, they wound up just like not feeling well together. So we just kind of like, yeah, have them together like that. Uh, and again, I'm doing something in the background real quick to hopefully get this settled. But yeah, I should be able to now. If I go to the desktop, no? Okay. Let me find it real quick. But I know what I need to do. Ah, they're all the way at the bottom. Okay. Okay. Then I will do this. Open with. Actually, not this one first. Let me do this one first. Because this is the one I was talking about. Ah, the joys of having a 10-year-old laptop. Uh, but this is the one that we were talking about. Ryza princess carrying or getting princess carried by Altus. And this is the one where I forgot the tail, and this was the original reason I wanted to start digitizing my artwork to begin with, because it would be so much easier to add Ryza's tail if it was digitized, rather than trying to go back in and erase the entirety of what needs to be uh, placed under the tail. We could just add a different layer and go over it. Eventually. Eventually. We might have to work our way up to this one because, as you can tell, there is a lot of detail that went into this one. And it is not going to be a pretty stream. It's so cute. We do love the way it turned out. I am very, very proud of it. But at the same time, I'm kicking myself that I didn't think, oh yeah, Ryza has a tail. But yeah, it's got a lot of detail work. It's going to drive me up a wall to try to do this one. Uh, but that's why I think I will work up to this one as a stream. Uh, and soon, hopefully, I will start with a different one. I'll start with this one once this opens. Um, and I will show you where I've gotten with this one because it was the very first one I started to try to digitize. I've just started off stream. So I will eventually do this one on stream, I believe. I will eventually pick it up on stream, I should say. This one right here. This one actually got noticed by Mr. Altus himself. And because of that, it gave us a bit of a boost in confidence. Uh, but yeah, this one we started to do, and the latest version of that, I believe we have. I'm basically just trying to find it on my computer. Yeah, this is a good version of it. Open with. We have this so far once it opens. There we go. This is how far we've gotten with the coloration for the one like this. Yeah, I'd say we're doing pretty well on this one. So, but yeah, eventually we will get through all of the taking care of my senpai. We'll get to this one probably in the meantime. Like if I don't want to do the set, I will probably work on this because I'm honestly working on shading on this. As you can tell, I'm trying to do the hair a bit. Um, but eventually we will work our way up to this, to the Onifang. So eventually, one day, one day. For now, I think we can say we are happy with how this one is going so far. And to once again look at it without the background. It's it's solid, which I'm very proud of. So I think it's going okay. Hopefully you guys think the same. Um, and we will try to do that again soon-ish, maybe, hopefully. Uh, hmm, I don't know. I'm looking around to see who I want to raid, and I have an idea. So let me go to this. I'm glad though that this one went pretty smooth, and I got the line art done within the stream. I was honestly kind of worried that it would take me longer than this, like than the stream time possible. How do you think it's going so far, though? Yay! I think it's doing all right. It's one of the it's one of the bigger undertakings I think we will do is uh, the entire project of this. But it's also I I feel like it's gonna be one of the biggest payouts once I do get it done because it'll be such a huge project that we'll have that we can say, hey, I completed that. Look back at the artwork and say, I did that. I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone else, but to an artist, it will probably make a lot of sense. My laptop is probably freaking out right now. Uh, so I have it ready for who I want to raid. And I will send you guys there in a second. Uh, yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and raid Daewon, and we are going to be nice to him. He is playing Star Rail, so I figure, you know what, let's go for it. Yeah. But again, I don't know when I'm gonna do this again. We will do it sometime soon. And A, we'll do this again sometime soon. We will work on either the coloration or the next line art, depending on which one we want to do. For now, I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, guys. Bye bye.